Welcome to the Kaiju Podcast. I'm Ralph.
I'm Jorge.
And today we are talking about Monster X Strikes Back, Attack the G8 Summit.
2008.
All right.
Wow.
So, okay, you watched this before I did, and then you sent me a text asking if I watched it. And then I went over to your house, and your wife asked me, "Hey, did you watch that movie yet?" And I said, "No, not yet." And so I'm like bracing myself.
That's weird.
Because I'm like bracing.
My wife. It's so weird.
I know.
It's weird to hear.
But I'm like, shit. What did you guys see that I have to go sit through now? And and so this movie starts, and I'm like, shit, why is this movie an hour and 40 minutes? Why do I'm like not even like 2 minutes in, and I'm like, fuck, I don't think I could handle this for an hour and 40 minutes. Right off the bat, the score is awful. And I'm just like, this music's so bad. It sounds like just like the worst. Like, it sounds like a Godzilla ripoff, and it's like all synthesizers and stuff. By the time I finished the movie, I was definitely okay with this movie. It's okay. Like the whole time I'm sitting there, like, is this going to get bashed like a Dinosaur movie? Are we like? It's just something happens halfway through where I started figuring out what kind of is going on with this movie, and I don't think I realized in the first half that it's a comedy. And I'm like, this is just, the acting's not good. There's a lot of stereotypes at the G8 Summit, and I was just like, I didn't understand what was happening. And I'm pretty sure that all of the footage in the first half was taken from the X from Outer Space. I could not tell. Then I started realizing, there is new footage of Guilala.
Right.
But it's only in this one valley.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening? What am I watching?
When the buildings are destroyed, I was like, that looks like old footage.
Yeah.
And considering when X from Outer Space came out, I was like, that's really old.
Yeah.
And it's even like, because there's some stuff you see, you're like, wait a minute, this might have been shot on video.
Yeah.
Looks like it was shot on oh my
gosh, the title cards,
digital video. Yet the Guilala stuff, with the other footage, because I go, this footage has great color, it looks really great. And I was like, it's like the mixing of the two mediums.
So when we watch these movies, in the movie collage before the posts, when I post the episodes, I always put the title screen in the middle, and it looks all cool and stuff. And then this title screen happened. I'm like, what is happening right now? There's like a dancing Guilala in front of like CG flames. And then these huge letters pop up that are in Japanese, and then like the worst like subtitle font covering up half the screen. And I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to screen grab this? I don't know. I was like immediately like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the worst. This is going to be the worst. And then I kind of started understanding what was that, like. It was like I don't. What would you call it? A farce? I don't
know. It's funny because like I sit and I think about the movie tonally.
Yeah.
And it's tough because the Godzilla, like the Millennia Godzilla era movies, I feel take themselves very seriously.
Yeah.
And it comes off as just overly significant. But this one went another direction.
Yeah, on the surface it feels like it's supposed to be
but
serious.
Also didn't work.
It feels because it takes place at the G8 summit, and it's, you know, you have your message right off the bat, but then it's like the Italian representative only talks about pizza and pasta. The French guy is super horny. I don't even know what's going on with the British guy.
He doesn't sound British.
Well, yeah, and that's not like
clearly an American,
but he looks like Ted Cruz, kind of. It was everything was weird, and then the American
whole thing was nuts.
The American actor, his line readings were awful.
They were all bad.
But then, like halfway through, I'm like,
"Oh, we need a guy who speaks Italian,
a German lady.
We need a woman who can speak German." And they just kind of like put them all together. And the thing is, also the whole G8. There are people playing real leaders. Like, there's definitely like or at least referencing real leaders, like
Kim
like
Jong-il.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Yeah,
but the French leader is Sarkozy. They call him Sarkozy, and he plays Sarkozy. And so then I just started looking up who were the leaders during this time period. Like, the American is a fake person. I don't know if the British guy is anyone. The Italian guy I don't think is a real person either. But like, I think Putin, they call him Putin. And that's supposed to be. I think that's supposed to be a version of Angela Merkel. The Japanese Prime Minister is Shinzo Abe.
Mm-hmm. He had tummy troubles. What is that? Is it an inside joke?
Yeah, it is, because Shinzo Abe, he's a prime minister now, but he was prime minister in the past. And he had he basically resigned, like he stopped because he had health problems.
Okay.
And it was, I believe, basically the public thought that it showed weakness or whatever, which is why he's such a pushover. And then the other guy shows up who fills in for him.
Yeah, with the wig.
Who ends up being Kim Jong-il in disguise.
Yeah.
He's the previous prime minister before Shinzo.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of very inside stuff.
The thing about this movie was, as I was watching it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this movie. I've never stopped a movie halfway through and like called you and said, "Hey, listen, man, I can't get through this." And I was getting to that point where I'm like, what is this? I don't understand. I thought that the photographer reporter storyline was somewhat interesting, because it was them with that sort of the religious people in the woods. Yep. And I like that sort of wood carving roof thing that had the Guilala carved out of it.
Yeah. Sorry. He had ulcerative colitis.
Oh.
So it was intestinal. It was like it
was tummy trouble.
Yeah, and then later, because like he got a medicine, he's prime minister now. So
yeah. America wants to fight this thing, of course.
Oh man, that whole thing where they're like, they're like, you should all go, get out of there, and then they're all like, everyone is like, no, we'll stay, and then we'll stay, and then
yeah,
and then it goes to this whole round robin. It's like everyone has their weapon of choice as a way to try and defeat it, and they all fail.
And I realized around halfway through the movie that every time they did the establishing shot of the G8, whoever's plan had failed, their flag was at half-mast. So every time they would try a plan and it would fail, that country would have their flag lowered as if to signify they're, less than or something.
Yeah, and also the whole thing where they put up a new sign.
Yeah, that dude runs in and
what
puts
the
up the paper.
was.
Yeah. Something happened in this movie that I feel was clearly a joke, but I think it's a joke we would make if we were to do one of these movies, which is you have the war table with the map on it, with all the small tanks and stuff, and then you have a toy of the monster.
Yeah.
On the map. But this time it was like one of those, I don't even know how to describe them, the like kind of glittery toys, the little waving Guilala toy.
It was like, usually there's like a little model.
Yeah.
But this is so on the nose a toy. It's it's like a Sofubi Guilala toy.
And he's waving.
It's like so great. It's so convenient.
Yeah. Taking out of
they just had to pick one of those up.
Yeah. It's like one of those you take out of the cellophane with the card stapled shut. Like it was. And I'm like, okay, so this is clearly a joke. And they somehow were like, we want to make a joke kaiju movie, and got the rights to Monster X somehow, like, or Monster X is public domain or something. I don't know, but I think it's I don't like, nothing in this movie has anything to do with the previous movie.
Right.
He just crash lands on Earth, and it's not like where we ended on the last movie, which is, I think they had like the tiny Guilala in a little container. But it's like, I was like, why? I'm like, halfway through, I'm like, oh, they're just using this. They just picked this character so they didn't have to shoot any footage. They're just using the old footage, and they probably had access to that. We do get new footage later, and we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, I had to look up. I was like, wait, did Guilala have red nail polish before?
No, I don't think so. Did he?
I think maybe he did, but it's not as vibrant as it is this time.
Yeah, and the guy, he has kind of new powers. He could turn into a ball and fly around. I don't remember that in the old one.
Right.
And then his back glows for some reason. I couldn't quite follow that part of it. The boy runs into the strategy table with a lollipop, and I think that's when I'm like, okay, this is a joke. This is a joke.
Yeah.
The kid pops in there, and he's got the big old round lollipop, and the baseball hat sideways and whatever, and he says, I'm going to name the monster Guilala, which is clearly a reference to Guilala being named by children in the original X from Outer Space. So I'm like, that's kind of funny. I appreciate that joke. I understand that joke.
Yeah, that was a good nod to the people who knew.
And then they escorted the kid out with military force. Hey,
yes,
people aren't supposed to be in here, because we've seen that before, and I think recently where it was like like those Gamera movies where the kids are just in the military briefing rooms, like giving their 2 cents, and I'm like, man, it's kind of funny. They shoot a missile at Guilala, and I think they're afraid to press the button, and the American guy is like, here, I'll do it. And he goes, yeehaw, or yahoo.
Yes.
Hits the button, and then Guilala eats the missile.
Yeah, it's kind of, there's elements in this that kind of feel like they were fans of Doctor Strangelove.
Uh-huh.
Like this kind of like the summit. There's a group of people, leaders from different, and they're that the gung ho. That's definitely that kind of gung ho American.
Yeah.
Can't wait to shoot a nuclear missile.
Yeah.
There's the interview on TV of the guy who's like the one who's like
reading lines.
Guilala, I would rather that we were attacked by who was it? He's like whether it was Baragon or something else.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
I don't remember that dude. I remember the dude.
Oh, you don't?
I remember the dude who was excited, like he was like talking like he was reading cards, like he was just saying the lines the same, and he was like smiling the whole time, like he was so happy he was in a movie. I feel like it was the director's dad or something.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of credits that said like as themselves.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maybe these are like celebs.
Yeah, I didn't watch the credits. I kind of was like, I sped through to the end just to see if there was a post-credit thing, but I was like, I can't do much more of this movie.
Yeah, the guy says, Guilala, I wish it was Baron or Baragon that was attacking our city.
Huh. I didn't catch that. I mean, that would have been great. I like those guys.
Yeah, but I think it's just like it's like it felt like they were using footage of people talking about the other movies. Like it's like they're like it's like they were just kind of like talking to people. Hey, tell us what you think about Guilala. Just kind of like, and they just kind of like it's like this doesn't necessarily feel like they're stressed at all the fact that there's a monster.
Yeah, that one dude. Yeah, the second attack after the missile was the laughing gas. Well, I guess it was regular gas, but it seemed like every effect that the weapon would have on a monster gave an opposite result to normally what would happen.
Yeah.
So he ate the missile, and then they shot the poison, or they filled him with the poison gas, but it turned into laughing gas. And so he was laughing, and then there was a song that played while he danced.
Right.
That was interesting. I don't know what else to say about it, other than he laughed like a person, or like Predator when Predator laughs. Okay.
Wait, there's a part when they shot at Guilala. I don't remember which. But it was they were aiming for his neck.
Uh-huh.
Where there's a few times where you can see the holes where the guy's looking through in the neck.
Yeah.
But they're aiming for his neck, and in my head I was like, "That's smart," because they're aiming for the head of the suit actor inside him, because that's the one you want to defeat.
Yeah, that's the one you hit.
That's where you got to go.
So the reporter storyline. She sees the wood carving of Guilala, and then next to it is another monster. And this is where I really perked up. Because I was like, oh shit, is Guilala going to fight somebody?
Right.
And it started to become more and more obvious that it was going to happen. And so I started getting very excited. Because we've never seen Guilala fight anything. And I know this is like a kind of a dopey sort of comedy remake, weird, bizarre movie. But still, I'm like, hey, if this movie has a monster fight in it, it could have some sort of redeeming quality. Mm-hmm. And it kind of does. But not a lot. Not a, like,
no,
I'm not...
It does in a... what I imagine is a Mighty Morphin's Power Rangers kind of way.
Yes. Which I watched that show, at least the first season. And so, like, that kind of aspect was definitely there. Like, it's the same, it's the one set of the valley with the mountains around it. And then...
yeah.
Maybe they would put some telephone lines in there. Maybe they would put a Jeep in there. Or a tank. But... yeah, let's talk about Take-Majin. Could we, especially his entrance?
Oh, okay.
I didn't laugh, but I was definitely, it made me happy.
All right, so Take-Majin is a god, basically.
Yeah.
He's like this protector of these people in this village, and which, by the way, like it seemed like they didn't know who Guilala was, even though there's a carving of him on that temple.
Mm-hmm.
But so he gets summoned by a song and dance
with a lot of thrusting,
and it Nesikoma.
Yeah.
And but it took a lot. It took a lot of singing and dancing for him to finally show up.
Uh-huh.
And it's just as they are shooting a nuclear missile at Guilala when he finally appears, but he happens to appear
in the path,
right in the path of the missile and Guilala. And ends up getting the missile stuck in his butt, but manages to be able to suck it into himself.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I've never seen that before.
It's no, I've never seen that before.
We talked about, I think we talked about Godzilla's butt once, where they talked about Godzilla's feces.
Yeah.
And we never really, I don't think, thought about monsters' butts since.
Oh, wait.
But now.
Man, I never thought about the fact that we've never seen Godzilla's feces until now. It's like Caveman.
It's like so big. Yeah. It's like bigger than Caveman.
The movie Caveman.
Yeah.
Like half the jokes of Caveman had to do with the big giant poo.
Yeah, like everyone spoke the whole movie in caveman talk until the dude fell into the dinosaur crap. And they just said, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that was the funniest thing when I was little.
Yeah.
Juju Kaga shit. That was the best.
My recommendation, don't revisit Caveman.
Oh, really?
I tried watching it a couple years ago. It was like on Netflix or something. And I'm like, oh yeah, this movie's great. And then I watched it, I'm like, oh no. The dinosaur stuff. I
might have to revisit it now.
The dinosaur stuff is cool because it's all like goofy stop motion.
Man, really? Like I liked.
I mean, give it a shot.
The guy getting chipped out of the ice, and then when the giant dragonfly lands on him.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
No.
I mean, it's good memories. Right. I don't know. Give it a shot.
I believe you.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I got to go through it myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So Take-Majin. Oh, he is great. And what I think I like about him the most is that he talks. He says stupid shit, but I don't think we've ever seen a kaiju talk before.
Yeah,
like human words.
I said that we've never had like a quippy kaiju fight.
Yeah, yeah, he's like Spider-Man, like he's commentating his own fight. Sometimes he has like 6 arms, sometimes he just has the 2. But the other like 4 arms doesn't do anything. He has the
6 arms for the entrance when he's still.
Yeah. And then
when he gets into action, they go back to 1.
Yeah. It's a decent fight. I mean, there's just a couple of guys tumbling around. Guilala does this sort of like this flip thing where he hits Take with the tail. I think there might have been a hole in the bottom of the suit of Guilala. There'd be some quick cuts in between the legs. I mean, it's like I said, it's not the greatest fight, but I was very surprised that there was a fight in this movie because I didn't know where this movie was going. The finishing move that Take does is great, and I definitely didn't see that coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The cutting the head off?
Yeah, and then exploding.
Yeah. The head cut off was great. And there's like the way that I don't know. I don't know. Was there something in the closing credits? Something because like you could see like the Guilala that the head cuts off on how they just kind of shoot the head up and down and just have that little bit of like revealed neck meat.
Yeah, and it was kind of purple like Gyron in the Gamera versus Gyron, the knife guy. No, Gauss. When Gyron cuts up Gauss into like fillets, like it seemed like it had like a kind of a similar color to that. But the thing is, with the missile, they were afraid that they were going to explode Guilala, and the Guilala spores were going to turn into like 1,000 Guilalas. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'd want to see that because they'd be little tiny Guilalas. Yeah. But I guess Take blowing it up is okay. We don't get all the Guilala spores. Or maybe we do, and there'll be a sequel, but I doubt it.
I wasn't sure why they gave Take-Majin a face. Because he talks during it, but it's just like a mask.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Take-Majin who didn't know who Guilala was, even though they're like, well, have you seen these wood carvings? I thought he was going to be like a nemesis.
Yeah.
But he's like, who are you?
Like they've been fighting for centuries or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the blow-up move is the Nesikoma.
Oh.
That's the payoff of Nesikoma.
Where they do that kind of...
He does Nesikoma, and that's what makes him blow up.
Wonder what that translates to.
I tried looking it up, and it doesn't... Google Translate does not think it's Japanese.
Okay.
They think they're like, you mean in something like Catalan? I was like, no, I don't think it translates anything.
Huh.
It's like, yeah, it's like one of the Ewok words.
Yeah. I'm fresh out of notes.
I liked the Doctor. Is it Dr. Santos or something like that? When they would cut to him on the screen, and he had his little set that he would talk to them through the video screen, and his set had like these two panels with lights and like a thing with bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
He had a really nice little. I liked his set a lot. There's a part when they're getting ready for whose plan is it? I think it's the Italians' plan, the Spirit of Rome plan.
Yeah.
And they're getting it all ready, and there's guys out there, and he's just sweeping the dirt. He's just outside sweeping dirt.
I didn't know it was that dude. I did like they summed up Italy in 3 words. Pizza, pasta, sex, I think.
Yeah. Well, Italy, yeah, the whole thing about global warming, and he's like, the only thing that should be warm is pizza.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah, it's a weird movie. Yeah.
I like the kicking the toy trucks.
Oh, yeah. And it looked like Guilala like stepped on one by accident. Like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oops. They were going to reuse that truck for like 5 more shots, but got stuck.
Yeah, so the other thing, the Kim Jong-il and that it's his pleasure squad or something are all the translator ladies.
Yeah. And then the French guy ends up falling in love with one of them. They go out to dinner, and they
says,
sleep
I have
together.
A confession to make. Yeah.
And then he gets up and runs into the. He's like, "Oh no, I better go warn the others." And he's just in a towel.
Right.
And there's a couple of jokes where he opens his towel.
He flashes there, but yeah.
Yeah, to distract him, and then at the end he sneezes.
It is dumb.
Yeah.
This movie is really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
maybe back then the inside jokes. Maybe it's like an airplane.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those.
I definitely was happier by the end than I thought I would be going into it. Just based on like the first, I don't know, couple minutes. So, yeah, I mean, it's not good. There are entertaining stuff in it, which will probably get posted on the Instagram page. I'm sure by the time anyone listens to this, they'll see like the missile going into Take's butt.
Oh man!
And Guilala getting his head cut off and exploding. So
yeah. I don't think it's something I would recommend.
Nah, but it's fun that we watched it.
At least we got to see Guilala again.
Yeah. Probably one of the goofiest looking kaiju we've seen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. I remember when I first saw him. I think I thought he looked like one of those guys in the tiki room at Disneyland.
Oh yeah. The one of the drummer guys.
Yeah. Who turned? Yeah.
Alrighty. You want to talk about the next episode?
Yeah. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, we're gonna dip our toes back into Gamera.
Oh right.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Gamera 2, Attack of the Legion. So, looking forward to that. Hear it's good. But we'll be the judge of that. Hopefully. I mean, we're not the judge of it. We listen. Yeah, I'm sure we'll like it. And if we don't hold it against us. Please. Yeah, because I guess Q the Winged Serpent. We have an unpopular opinion of that film.
Yeah.
So,
right.
So yeah, you can check that out at kaijupod.com, where you'll also get links to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And watch that movie. And once again, until next time, God damn it, there's so much to choose from. Shit. You got one? I don't got one.
No, but I know what I want you to say.
Oh no! You want to eat a tortilla and beans?
Catch a missile with your butt.
Oh, I can do that.
Eat a tortilla and beans.
That's from the last episode.
Yeah.
Just as racist.
Just gonna go sweep the dirt.
No, I'm gonna go pray. I'm gonna go pray to Take-Majin.
Go learn that dance. Learn that Nesikoma dance.
Yeah, it's really particular too. That little kid did not allow that reporter to do it incorrectly. So that's what I'm gonna go do.
Yes, this is a full yeah. I like there was definitely like that. It was that whole like there was like a whole like we started with them.
Yeah.
But then it became almost like this B story going on once Guilala showed up, but it kept coming back to these people and they're doing their own little thing in their own little areas.
Yeah. And I like that storyline more.
Yeah, I mean I liked her moment when she's like, "No, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to dance." It's like her Mr. Smith Goes to Washington filibuster. She's like, "No, I'm going to do this dance."
And they throw
even
a rock.
if I'm the only one left.
They throw a rock and it hits her in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I'm okay. Yeah, like I said, whatever.
Yeah, go learn that dance.
Yeah, this movie's great. No, it's not.
Would you want a Take-Majin costume?
I mean, yeah. I don't know if it would fit me. Might be a little uncomfortable in the rear.
It would be made for you.
Yeah.
But, like, it'd be great if, like, that'd be a great con costume to do. I mean, it's just instead of people be like, "You like that movie?" But but like if you converted a backpack into all those arms.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. With the missile hanging out the bottom.
Oh, you have to do the missile.
Yeah. I'm not gonna not do the missile.
Man, but you got to like if you do that at a con, you're not sitting down anywhere.
Maybe on a tire swing.
Unless if you can make him out of like something like a foam finger.
Yeah, I could do that. No one's gonna know what I am. Even if I went to like G-Fest, I don't think anyone would know what I was.
I think they'd know.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but some people would know.
The cool people?
Some people. I'm not saying cool people. Some people.
Who would know about this movie? Man, you really have to be. I mean, hopefully now a lot of people.
You mean because we've spread the word?
Oh yeah,
it's a deep cut.
We're the #1 voice for the X Strikes Back attack the G8 summit. I don't remember. I already closed my notes. This is going to be like putting that title on the YouTube page is going to be like super tiny writing. All right, let's get out of here.
All right.